You don't serve trash here. Take your broke self somewhere else. Victor Hayes, floor manager at the Emerald Lounge in Seattle's Capitol Hill district, sneered at the customer in worn work boots and a faded jacket. The man looked like he'd just finished a construction shift. Didn't belong among the tech executives dropping hundreds on craft cocktails. The man stayed seated, quietly asked for water and fries. The cheapest thing on the menu. Tyler Bennett, working his sixth double shift in a row, watched from across the room. He knew Victor's game. Humiliate the wrong kind of customer, protect the upscale Nova image. But something about this man's tired eyes reminded Tyler of his own reflection 5 years ago. 5 years ago, when everything changed. Portland Foster Care Center. Tyler had walked in wearing his Amazon engineer badge, $180,000 a year salary, the career he'd worked a decade to build. Then he saw Mason, 4 years old, sitting alone, clutching a threadbare bear, congenital heart defect. Nobody wanted the liability. 3 months later, Tyler had signed the adoption papers. 6 months after that, he'd quit Amazon and taken the first job offering flexible hours for Mason's medical appointments. The Emerald Lounge paid $15 an hour. His father back in Oregon had called him disgusting, told him a gay man had no business raising a black child. Tyler hadn't spoken to his parents in 4 years. Now Tyler walked over to take the order, smiled genuinely. "What can I get started for you?" The man looked up, self-conscious. "Just water and fries, small order." Tyler paused, really looked at him. Not with pity, with recognition. "Long day, yeah. Long week, actually." Tyler leaned against the bar. "Can I be honest? The kitchen made extra burgers tonight. New cook, still learning portions. Would you help us out? One of those is going in the trash in 10 minutes. I can't pay for that." "No charge. It's already made. And someone who's been working hard deserves more than just fries." Victor appeared beside them, voice harsh. "What are you doing, Bennett? That's a $28 burger. Kitchen waste. Extra from prep. We don't run a charity. That's coming out of your tips. $28. And you're cut at 9 instead of 11. Tyler's stomach dropped. $28. 2 hours of work. But he looked at the customer and nodded. Fine. He brought the burger anyway. Upgraded sides, added chocolate mousse. The customer stared, unable to speak, and Tyler smiled. Everyone who walks through that door deserves to be treated like they matter. At 1 in the morning, Tyler made it home. Mason was still awake, clutching his threadbare bear. "Why aren't you asleep?" Buddy Mason's voice was small. "I'm scared my heart will stop beating." Tyler pulled his son close. "I promise, I won't let that happen. But heart surgery is expensive. I don't want you to work so much because of me." Tyler kissed Mason's forehead. "You're the reason I work. I'll get enough money. I promise." Later, Tyler sat in the kitchen staring at the manila envelope labeled Mason's Heart Surgery Fund. Inside were 52 pieces of paper, each documenting a night Victor stole from them. He opened his banking app. $284 in checking, Mason's hospital bill, $450, due in 3 days, rent, $1,200, due in 5. He looked at Mason's photo on the refrigerator and made the same choice he made every night. He wouldn't give up. What Tyler didn't know was that the tired customer he'd helped was about to change everything. If you want to see how one act of compassion transforms lives, subscribe to Heart Stories. Because sometimes the smallest gesture creates the biggest wave of change. Marcus Chen sat in his car 2 blocks from the Emerald Lounge, hands trembling. He hadn't taken off the worn jacket, hadn't started the engine. He just replayed the last 3 hours. He'd gone in undercover after receiving an anonymous email. "They're stealing from us." 3 photos attached, altered schedules, suspicious deposits, tip receipts that didn't match pool totals. Marcus had built 5 locations in 3 years, focused on expansion and profit margins. He'd promoted Victor 18 months ago based on strong revenue numbers, but 18 employees had quit in 8 months, turnover up 340%. Marcus had been too busy with board meetings to notice. Now he'd seen it, the casual cruelty, the theft, and he'd seen Tyler Bennett. Marcus pulled out his phone, searched LinkedIn. Tyler Bennett, senior software engineer, Amazon Web Services, 2015 to 2019. Estimated salary $180,000 per year. Employment gap. August 2019 to present. Marcus found public court records. Tyler Bennett. Adoption finalized September 2019. One dependent. Mason Bennett. He made calls. 20 minutes later, he had information from Seattle Children's Hospital. Mason Bennett, congenital heart defect, major surgery pending. Estimated cost, $85,000. Patient responsibility, $34,000. Marcus pressed his palms against his eyes. Tyler had walked away from a $180,000 career to save a child nobody wanted, had been disowned by his family, now worked for $15 an hour, getting robbed by the manager Marcus had promoted. And tonight, after Victor threatened him, Tyler still chose kindness. His phone rang. Laura, his sister. How'd the undercover thing go? Marcus's voice cracked. 18 people quit. 18 were screaming for help. And I just looked at revenue reports. You're not Victor, but you were complicit through silence. Dad would be ashamed. I built something successful and lost the humanity. So fix it. You can't change the past, but you can change what happens next. The next morning, Marcus demanded security footage from the back office. By noon, he was watching the truth unfold. October 15th, 11:47 at night. Victor entered alone, pulled the tip jar, counted bills, slipped a portion into his jacket, recounted what remained, divided it into envelopes. 3 minutes. Practiced. Marcus found 49 instances over 10 weeks. Same pattern every time. He pulled POS data, cross-referenced Victor's bank deposits. November 7th, POS showed $835 in credit card tips. Estimated cash $400, total $1235. Victor told staff only $835 total. Next day, Victor deposited exactly $1235. Every date matched perfectly. Marcus built a spreadsheet. 49 instances, estimated $38,400 stolen over 20 months. Tyler's portion, $14,200, almost half of Mason's surgery costs. He called 4 former employees. All confirmed the same story. Victor took 35 to 45% of tips. Anyone who questioned it got hours cut to nothing. By Sunday evening, Marcus had an ironclad case. Video evidence, financial records, testimony, POS data. He sent a meeting invite. Mandatory staff meeting, Monday 10. Owner will address urgent concerns. Victor smirked. Finally, the owner was coming in, probably to congratulate him on revenue increases. Marcus sat alone that night, thinking about his father's quote still on the wall. Your people are your business. Protect them fiercely. He'd failed, but tomorrow he would start making it right, because the system that forced good people into impossible choices was broken, and fixing systems started with facing the truth of who you'd become while looking away. Monday morning arrived cold and gray. Tyler stood outside the Emerald Lounge at 9:45, stomach churning. Emergency meeting. Owner will address urgent concerns. Emma stood beside him. Do you think we're getting fired? Tyler shook his head, though he wasn't sure. They walked inside, 7 chairs set up. Casey, Jordan, Aisha, and Rebecca already there, whispering nervously. Victor sat at the head, confident, relaxed. At exactly 10, the door opened. A man in an expensive suit walked in, expression serious. He closed the door, stood at the front. Tyler's coffee cup froze halfway to his lips. His body went rigid. No, that's not possible. Victor frowned. Who are you? I'm Marcus Chen. I own this restaurant. The room erupted in shocked whispers. Tyler couldn't breathe. The exhausted customer from Friday night was the owner. The worn jacket, the apologetic voice. It had all been real. And it had all been a test. Thursday night, I sat at that bar wearing an $8 jacket and ordered water and fries. Marcus's gaze landed on Tyler. Tyler's hand covered his mouth. Oh God. Tyler, you offered me a $28 burger. Upgraded sides, chocolate mousse. No charge. You told me everyone deserves more than fries. I'm so sorry, Tyler whispered. I didn't know. Marcus raised his hand. Don't apologize. Your manager overheard. Docked your pay $28. Cut your hours. You said fine. Then served that meal anyway and told me I mattered. Tyler was crying. Emma grabbed his hand. Marcus turned to Victor, voice turning to ice. He pulled out his laptop, turned it to face the room. Security footage began playing. Victor alone in the back office, counting tips, sliding bills into his jacket. Gasps echoed. Aisha covered her mouth. Jordan's face went red. 49 times over 10 weeks. Marcus's voice was quiet but absolute. You stole $38,400 over 20 months from 5 employees. Marcus pulled up a spreadsheet. Tyler Bennett, 14,200 stolen from you. Tyler made a small sound, almost a sob. Victor started to speak. Those are estimates. You can't prove exact amounts. Marcus pulled out another document. November 7th, you deposited $12.35, the exact discrepancy. October 31st, $12.35, exact match. Every date matches perfectly. Victor's face went white. I also have testimony from 4 former employees, and I filed a report with Washington State Department of Labor. Tyler, do you have anything to share? Tyler stood, walked to his locker, pulled out a worn manila envelope. He returned, placed it on the table. Mason's heart surgery fund. Papers spilled across the table. 52 pieces. I've been documenting everything. Tyler's voice shook but held steady. Every shift for 9 weeks. Every dollar I counted versus every dollar Victor gave me. He picked up one paper. Thursday, November 7th. My tables. Estimated 280. Victor gave me 67. Another. October 30th. Estimated 245. Received 71. I didn't know if anyone would believe me, but I knew someone had to care, so I wrote it all down. Marcus scanned the papers. Total documented discrepancy, 8,400 over 9 weeks. This matches our data perfectly. Victor stood. You can't do this. Marcus's voice was deadly calm. If you contest this, I will pursue criminal charges for felony wage theft. Security is waiting outside. 2 guards entered. Victor looked around desperately. No one met his eyes. The guards let him out. Dead silence. Then Marcus spoke. Voice no longer ice, but human. Before we talk about what's next, I need to say something. I'm sorry. Marcus stood at the front, shoulders dropping, authoritative mask cracking. I owe you all an apology. A real one. I built 5 locations in 3 years, focused on expansion and investor meetings. I promoted Victor based on revenue numbers without checking how he got them. 18 of you quit trying to tell me something was wrong. I didn't listen. He paused, voice thick. My father had a quote on his office wall. Your people are your business. Protect them fiercely. I forgot that. I let all of you down. Tyler wiped his eyes. The others sat stunned. Sorry isn't enough. Action fixes what's broken. Here's what's changing immediately. Marcus pulled out a folder. First, no more forced tip pooling. Your tips are yours. Period. Voluntary pooling only. Completely transparent. Second, new POS system upgrade. Next week, you'll log into a portal seeing exact tip totals for every shift. Complete transparency. Third, weekly tip reconciliation reports. Every Sunday, the system shows total tips collected and distributed. Any discrepancy over $10 gets flagged. Reports posted in the break room. Fourth, anonymous tip line. Poster in the break room today with QR code. Any concern comes directly to me. not your manager. Rebecca spoke up. What if management retaliates zero tolerance? It's in writing in your handbook today. Retaliation is immediate termination. Fifth, quarterly owner walkthroughs, unannounced. I'll talk to everyone, not just managers. Sixth, server representative. You'll elect one person to attend monthly management meetings. Real representation. Emma raised her hand. What about the money Victor took? Marcus opened his briefcase, pulled out envelopes. Every stolen dollar repaid with 18% interest. Emma Williams, 6,800 stolen. With interest, 8,024. Emma opened it, tears streaming. Jordan Davis, 7,100. With interest, 8,378. Jordan took it with shaking hands. Casey Park, 5,200. With interest, 6,136. Aisha Johnson, 5,100. With interest, 6,018. Tyler Bennett. Tyler stood on trembling legs. Marcus held his gaze. 14,200 stolen. With interest, 16,756. Tyler opened it with shaking fingers. His knees almost gave out. Emma and Rebecca held him upright. This is too much, Tyler whispered. It's yours. It was always yours. But that's not all. I'm offering you assistant general manager, salary increase, full benefits, including the comprehensive health care with dependent coverage, zero copay for chronic disease management. Tyler collapsed into his chair, sobbing. The weight he'd carried for 5 years lifted at once. Marcus knelt beside Tyler's chair. There's also a $3,000 annual education stipend for professional development or for Mason's college fund, a real one. Tyler couldn't speak. Emma wrapped her arms around him. Marcus stood. Tyler, will you help me rebuild what I let break? Tyler looked up through tears, at his coworkers nodding, at the check that would pay for Mason's surgery. He stood and took Marcus's hand. Yes. The room erupted in applause, but Tyler pulled back, straightened his shoulders, looked Marcus in the eyes. 52 nights I sat in my car crying because I didn't know how to pay for my son's surgery. 52 nights I asked myself if I was a bad father. His voice grew stronger, but I didn't give up. Because Mason looks at me like I'm a superhero. And when a 9-year-old believes in his dad like that dad doesn't get to quit. Tyler turned to Victor's empty chair. You took money from my son's heart surgery. You took my sleep, but you didn't take my hope, because I have something you all never have. I know how to love. The room burst into louder applause. Tyler turned back to Marcus. You showed me people still care, who see when others struggle, who make things right even when it's hard. So yes, I'll help rebuild, because this place can be what it's supposed to be. Marcus nodded, eyes wet. Kindness isn't weakness. It's the rarest strength. The strength to treat others better than they treat you. The strength to give when you have nothing left. That's our foundation now. 3 months later, spring arrived in Seattle. Tyler stood near the kitchen pass wearing his Navy manager shirt with assistant GM embroidered on the pocket. 2 new servers stood beside him for training. Everyone who walks through that door matters. Tyler explained confidently. Rich, poor, dressed up, dressed down, they all get the same respect. That's who we are. Katie Chen, Marcus's niece, raised her hand. What if they're rude? You still treat them with dignity. That's your choice, not theirs. Tyler smiled. My father used to say, the measure of a person is how they treat people who can't do anything for them. Be the person you're proud to be. Across the restaurant, Marcus reviewed reports with Emma and Jordan. The atmosphere had shifted. Staff smiled more, moved with less tension. The Emerald Lounge had earned 5 stars on Glassdoor for management and culture. Near the back booth, 9-year-old Mason sat doing homework. His chest bore a fresh scar, barely visible, the mark of successful surgery 6 weeks earlier. His color was better. Energy returned. He looked like a normal kid. Tyler walked over, ruffled Mason's hair. How's the math? Buddy hard. But you say hard things are worth doing. Chef Jordan says if I finish, he'll teach me the special burger sauce. As Tyler returned to the floor, his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He opened it. Breath catching. His father. After 4 years of silence. Saw the article about you. Your mother and I are proud. We were wrong. Can we talk? Tyler stared. Emotions swirling. Emma noticed. Touched his arm. You okay? Tyler smiled. Genuine and free. Yeah, I'm really okay. He typed back. Coffee next week. Let me know when. At 7, Marcus arrived for his quarterly walkthrough. He went straight to the kitchen, shook hands with Diego, the dishwasher. How are we treating you? Very good. Mr. Chen. Tyler checks on all of us, every shift. Marcus found Tyler. The staff says you're taking good care of everyone. Just doing my job. That's not in your job description. Tyler smiled. Taking care of people isn't a job description. It's the only job qualification that matters. Later, a thin man in worn construction clothes entered. The host started toward a less visible table. Tyler intercepted. Actually, table 8 just opened. Best view in the house. The man looked surprised, tearful. Thank you. That's really kind. Everyone gets our best here. Tyler caught Marcus watching. They shared a look. This was the standard now. At closing, Tyler, Marcus, and Mason sat together sharing burgers. Mason talked excitedly about becoming a pediatric cardiologist someday. Tyler watched his son, healthy and hopeful, felt gratitude profound. Marcus sat beside them. No longer just boss, but family. The world hasn't always been kind, Marcus said quietly, but people like you remind us what we're supposed to be. Tyler shook his head. You chose to see. You chose to fix what was broken. We both did. Marcus raised his glass. To choosing right over easy. Outside, a new sign hung. The Emerald Lounge, a safe space for all. A rainbow flag marked it LGBT-friendly. Tyler thought about the journey from that night 3 months ago, when he'd chosen kindness over safety. He thought about the 52 pieces of paper that had been evidence in armor. Every day now, when customers walked through the door, Tyler made sure they felt that truth. Every person mattered. Every story deserved respect. Every act of kindness created ripples. Integrity isn't what you do when people watch. It's what you do when you think nobody will know. It's the choice when doing right costs you something. So here's the question. When was the last time you chose someone else's dignity over your own comfort? When did you last treat a stranger like they mattered, even when it cost you those moments? Those small acts of defiant kindness. Those change everything. If this story moved you, if Tyler's choice or Marcus's redemption resonated, share it. Subscribe to Heart Stories, where we believe every person's story matters and compassion is the most powerful force for change. Be that person. The world is waiting.